Welcome back to another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. This is Rob and Dave. Sounds so weird. I had to change what I was saying, so that's why I
Yeah,
slowed
yeah,
it
yeah.
down there. And we're bringing you all the latest news from the webs all
Mm.
around the world and the ropes.
Jesus, it's them ropes, man. Just in there throwing ropes.
um, and some thoughts at the end there for
Mm.
Andor, this week's episode. Um, Feeling a little bit bummed. It's a bittersweet kind of week. Didn't get to
Mm.
go see Wakanda Forever.
Mm.
Um, Disney didn't come through, unfortunately. Marvel Studios, we needed you. You didn't show up.
You were the chosen one.
But then on the sweeter side of life, we charted for the very first time on Good Pods,
Mm.
which is it's a good feeling. Very, very vindicating. All the hard work that we put in, all the hours and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
starting to pay off, starting to get some traction there.
Mm.
I like the feeling.
I do. I do.
How you going there?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
How's living life?
Yeah, it's a busy week at work this week, man.
Jesus, Ben. Busy.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Busy.
Like, I wish you could just tell people
I know
busy.
way.
I'm busy.
So I always got the red cap sort of day today.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, let's unleash with the fire.
yeah.
So we've all been waiting for it. It's
Mm.
being teased. It's the Expendables
Mm.
spinoff. Um, Promised years ago. It's going
13
Weaver.
years in the making.
Yeah, bigger than Jurassic Park.
Mm.
Uh,
I don't know. They have a couple of million years on Expendables.
the cave women have gone wild.
Jesus.
Um, so, producer on the film, Jeffrey Greenstein,
Mm.
who's been trying to get this shit up and running for years now, kind of just, I felt like he broke down. He was like, look, we don't know. We can't justify a reason to have a completely separate team of women that are just kicking ass. Why not just incorporate them into the males team?
Exactly.
Um, so that's kind of where it is at the moment. My sort of question is, do we need an Expendables?
Not really.
I always feel when it's a response, it's so derivative. There
Mm.
is no just hey, here's a women's story. Like we've seen the 355, but we also
Um.
got for every Hulk, we got a She Hulk.
Yeah.
Like we got the fucking uh we got heaps of them that have come out, but no one turns out to see them.
No, because it's not. It's not. These movies could be extremely good. We have examples all the way from the very early '90s, early '80s of women, exclusively women action films.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, you take a look at Cynthia Rothrock, and you like all the Michelle Yeoh and all the women, like they knew how to do action properly back then. It's the fact that they're not putting the effort in. B The effort is not there. It's more spectacle than no, no, no. We're gonna need you to shut down your fucking life, and you're gonna train with us now for like 6 months, and we're gonna get this shit done. Like that. This is required.
Hmm.
This is what we need you to do.
I also feel like if a movie is in response to another movie,
Hmm.
then people see the gimmick, and it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, nah, I'm good. I'll stay on that shit.
yeah. Like I think they should just do an Expendables movie with these girls as well.
Well, they had Ronda Rousey in the last one.
Yeah. And in the second one, they had that Asian girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, Expendables been doing it. You know what I mean? I'm more invested in the next Expendables than
mm,
ever seeing in Expendables. Like they could probably just trash this.
mm.
I don't need it. I don't think there's anyone out there that actually wants it. Like a girl power movie. I mean, look at like the Harley Quinn movie, that Birds of Prey and all that. Like
Mm.
that underperformed like crazy.
Because execution wasn't there. That chick didn't know how to shoot action.
Like Kathy Yan.
Yeah,
You know what's
you
weird? Watching it again, I enjoyed it.
nah. That chick, the how you can see how different Harley Quinn is in um, Suicide Squad compared to that.
But that's what I'm saying about that whole event piece. Like we're gonna have a girl team. We got to have
Mm.
girl writers. We got to have a woman director.
Well, the only woman director, and this is what I was going to say before. The only woman director that gets me in the cinema for this is what's her face is Bigelow.
Yeah.
It's the only woman director who could do it.
Everyone else, I think, is trying to emulate a man that's done it. And I'm
Yeah,
not on that sexist tip. Like that, I don't give a fuck about that.
yeah,
Catherine Bigelow hasn't done enough action to justify like her own style and whatnot.
yeah, but still,
Oh,
those are the
she's
movies.
got the chops.
She's got the chops.
Yeah,
She's the only one that's got the chops. If they turned around and said tomorrow that Catherine Bigelow is going to direct the next Wonder Woman, I would be on board for that.
yeah. She
I'd be
was
like, all right,
the
cool.
OG director too.
That's right. God damn it. That's how it should have stayed.
Badly,
This is
badly.
what I like. I'm sorry, but the person who directed Monster and all that cannot direct action. She can't.
Yeah, yeah. Same with Jane Campion,
No, she can't.
and she'd never do a superhero movie anyways. Like she's too busy shooting
Too
westerns
busy.
in New Zealand.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Not happening. It just doesn't feel right. The action just doesn't feel kinetic enough.
Yeah,
It feels soft.
yeah, yeah.
Like it
That's right.
just feels soft. Comes off as soft. Pause. Yeah. But yeah, man. We'll see what they do.
Yeah.
They'll probably figure something out. There'll probably be a little stinger or something at the end of this Expendables 4,
God.
to be honest. Because that's the only reason why I can think he would start talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to put the blood in the water first to see if he has to cut that stinger. But yeah, it's true.
Cutting the stinger would be so wild. It's not making it into the picture. I'm sorry.
Nobody's reporting on this. Sorry. It has to leave. But then you'd hear about it. And we had shot a whole end credit scene and everything that just didn't. Rah, 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 rah.
And it was the men that didn't respond to it. And that's
Mm,
why we like don't go after the male demographic if that's what your movie sort of relies on.
mm.
You know what I mean? Can't be the response.
No. Women need to go out and watch movies too. It's not just us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Jeremy Strong, old Kendall over there
Yeah.
from Succession. So the story came out this week, right? And he was talking to someone, and supposedly, um, he had been hired for this Marvel film. So he goes into the meeting and everything, and they're like, look, it's top secret. You can't tell anyone, but we want to cast you in the Captain America movie. And he's like, oh, fuck, cool, Captain America. I get to be Captain America. And he's like, no, 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 no. So before he becomes Captain America, he needs to be this frail, skinny, almost childlike character. And you get to play that. And we're not going to use your face. We're going to superimpose Chris Evans' face on you. This guy heard that and he was like, fuck that. I'm not taking that job. This guy was starving. He had to move all the way back to Boston. and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this regardless." Did a play, and then that was it.
That's so wild, eh? Like the role was so not you. you like
It just wasn't him. Like
I
I
don't
would,
blame him.
why would you do that to yourself? I don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
in Captain America. Oh yeah, who did you play? So, you know when Steve Rogers was all skinny? Yeah, I'm that guy. No, but I can see his face. Like, that's not you. I've seen the guy.
Exactly.
That's not you.
That was all CG. They did that shit in Avatar.
Yeah, I'd be so disappointed, and I'd be pissed that they even considered me for that job.
I know.
Like you're frail and decrepit, and we don't want to use your face. Like that's the worst thing you could say.
You're the man for the job.
Yeah,
I
the
know
Star
way.
Spangled Man with the plan.
There is an alternate universe where Jeremy Strong is just like he's almost like the second rate Doug Jones.
Yeah, that's.
He's doing all those costume bits and shit.
I reckon that's where it would have gone to if he didn't.
Yeah.
If he didn't say "fuck you," either that, or there is an alternate universe where Chris Evans plays that skinny fucker, and Jeremy Strong is Captain America.
I don't think I ever want to see Jeremy Strong as Cap.
We haven't seen Jeremy Strong just yoked.
I know. But I
Got to get
see
on
him as
that celebrity
Kendall.
juice, my friend.
I just see him as Kendall, like just that duck face that he does, and I'm like,
Now,
nah,
now you do, but that Kendall character would have been played by Chris Evans.
that is too good looking. Evans would have been way, way, way like two on top of it, two put
Mm.
together.
Yeah, it's true. That is true.
Like there's just that awkwardness that Jeremy Strong brings to Kendall.
It,
Even that
it's
walk that he
it's
does.
it's weird because it's awkwardness, but it's confidence at the exact same time.
Yeah,
And I've never ever seen anybody do that before.
yeah,
Like he's awkward, but he's confident. He's confident in his awkwardness. Like it's
yeah,
so weird.
yeah. He always has like a little feminine thing, like in the
Yeah.
middle of it. That kind of. Oh man, I can't wait for Succession to come back.
Oh man, when does that come back? Because it
Um,
can't come back now with what's his face on uh Last of Us.
no, I think it's a March.
So it's gonna the Last of Us will probably have that new trailer or whatever it is. So,
Yeah.
my man.
Uh, so speaking of returns, there is speaking of also derivative female properties. We're gonna have Ballerina, which is starting to shoot in the Czech Republic this week,
Mm,
and two people showed up on set. Ian McShane
mm.
reprising the role of Winston with an I,
Winston.
and and Keanu Reeves coming back as John Wick, which is it's it's crazy because that then says that where this is in the timeline is way before because it can't
Or during, we don't know,
during three or
during 3 or 2. Remember, he is gone for a long time between when he leaves New York and when he comes to Casablanca because his hair grows, and your hair doesn't just grow quickly.
yeah
So he's gone. Like that boat trip, in theory, should take around 6 weeks. I think it used to take back in the day.
yeah
Yeah, 6 weeks or something to travel from from the tip of from North Carolina all the way to Africa. Took about 6 weeks. So it's probably faster now. So maybe 4 weeks. Yeah, there's no way that his hair grows that much in that time. So he must have stopped off somewhere, got caught out somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely before the end of three, though.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is what they would have done with Expendables. They would have had to have Stallone there to usher in this new team. You know what I mean? So it
yeah.
doesn't really like give its main protagonist some like the credit that they need to just like start up and go.
Mm,
Like it's not like John was like training assassins in the meantime.
no,
You know what I
it
mean? Like so, I don't
it
know.
almost looks like they trained them first.
Yeah.
Like those Russians trained them first,
Hmm.
and they obviously trained them in Russia as well because John speaks Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or in that ballet school because he does go down like into the undercroft
yeah. They're
and like
doing
sees him training.
Zigra,
Um.
the wrestling and everything down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Mm,
I'm excited. The only thing that's holding me back is Len Wiseman.
mm,
Hasn't had the best track record, but um, like it sucks because we won't get to see that prequel that we were talking about, like set in the
yeah.
'70s or whatnot.
For me, that's a better idea
Yeah, yeah,
and easier to shoot.
yeah.
You can just go shoot downtown Prague or something like that, and
Hmm.
you can just say, "No, no, no, it's Russia. It's Russia now." Like it's easy and cheaper to shoot as well in Prague. So
Yeah,
you might as well.
hell yeah.
But yeah, I was impressed by what Diabas did in Bond, and she did the action really, really well. Do you know in that scene she's not wearing shoes,
Yeah.
or she is wearing shoes, but they're sneakers or whatever it is?
Oh, I thought she takes off her shoes in the in the scene.
No, no, no. She's fighting with her shoes on in the scene.
Oh,
In the scene, she is. In real life, that's all CG. She's not wearing shoes at all.
see what I mean? Like
Like it's just
with the
crazy.
CG.
Yeah, yeah, you can do a lot now. Now
Yeah,
you can.
yeah.
Back in the day, not so
Before
much.
it's like Gary Sinise's legs and shit. Just get him to wear the socks.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, even that, you only saw like Gary Sinise full legless maybe once or twice
Yeah.
because otherwise it's shot from just in front of that.
It was like 100 artists like working on that.
They weren't playing.
Yeah.
Even the explosion in there with him and the explosion behind him and his running towards the camera
Hmm.
is all CG. But what's his face? Dennis Muren worked on that stuff.
Fuck.
Machine.
Hmm.
All
The
right.
OG, the legend.
He's the one who figures his stuff out.
Yeah. And then they just carted him off, just sidelined him for Jurassic Park.
Who? No, that wasn't him. That was Phil Tippett. They sidelined. Dennis Muren did the sidelining, my
Ah,
friend.
that's right. He was the sideliner.
Yeah,
Damn.
he put Tippett out of business. And looking at Pinocchio that we saw this week, Tippett could have been making some more money there.
Yeah. 100%. But Tippett got Mad God. That's that CG number that he did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got Star Wars money anyways.
He's got Star Wars money forever, that man.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. So the Welcome to Derry series is actually happening over at HBO Max. It's not one of the properties that was just scrapped and just like burnt to hell. They actually got a series order straight off the bat, which is crazy. So they've got two new, what are we calling them? Showrunners.
Hmm.
Showrunners is what they call them. So the showrunners are Jason Fuchs and Brad Caleb Kane. So Jacob, I think Kane worked on It Chapter 2?
Yeah, one of them
Yeah,
did,
one of them did.
and the other one was like a producer on it.
Yeah, Jason Fuchs was the producer. Kane
Yeah,
wrote it with them.
yeah,
It Chapter 2. But yeah, so this one is going to be about the history of dairy. So if you've ever read the book, you know that um, during the time that the kids actually leave and Mike stays, Mike is actually investigating the whole time.
mm,
So Mike is putting together an oral history of Derry, taken directly from residents of Derry that have been there since the 60s, and just all the stories and whatnot. And you sort of find out how Pennywise fits in those timelines and what he was doing and all that sort of stuff
yeah.
within those like mini chapters in the book. Um, I hope that they get dude back. What's his name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah Mustafa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they get Isaiah Mustafa back so that these episodes can be cut into the movie,
Oh yeah. That
so
volume
that we,
long.
oh man, so that we can see it. Like it's just beautiful to see unfold in the book because you can like it goes back to their time in Derry and then forward to their time in Derry and then
Yep.
all the way back to like
Mhm.
other people's experiences in Derry. It's just a really it's really nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
So
cool
that's
because it's like a little mystery that you're kind of uncovering, like
yeah,
the impact of Pennywise on the town
yeah,
from the early 1900s, even.
yeah. It's almost like he wasn't like they weren't the first people to see him,
Mm,
right? And
yep.
usually it's the people that die usually see him, but these people actually live to tell tales and whatnot about like what they saw
Yeah.
and how they saw, for example, a massive gunfight against the cops and one of the gangs in the town. And I mean them like him dancing around within that battle.
Yep.
Yeah. And then dragging people away to feast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did say in this series they're gonna go into the origins as well.
Which is good. So they sort of what's his face to it? Um what's that word?
Alluded.
Yeah, they allude to it in the movie with the turtle. Every time there's a turtle, there's turtles all over the movie if you look through it as well.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that'd be good to see as well.
I wish it wasn't the origin that we got in it chapter two though,
No,
because that's later than when he's supposed to be there.
much later. He had already been there.
Like he's almost supposed to be embedded in the bedrock of the town.
He is the if the turtle in theory is God and God created um the the what's supposed the universe by the turtle essentially throws up and creates the universe,
Mm,
then Pennywise is, I mean, a creation of that turtle, a different version of that turtle.
yeah.
He is the Satan to the turtle's sort of god.
Mm,
You know what I mean? He's the one that got cast down instead of staying up there with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I I kind of wish it was a chance for them to retcon
Mm,
and start doing some like long form it stories.
mm.
But yeah, we'll probably get something that's more in line with what we got in it chapter two, which is
I
like it's
really
fine,
hope
but
not. I really
yeah,
hope not. Like you could because Mike was on that hallucinogen, right? So I mean the
yep,
things that he's hearing from those from the Native Americans, he is interpreting in his brain.
yeah.
So it could just be different.
Or it also could just be their encounters with it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like like that story could have been passed down years and years,
Hmm.
but then like actually it was when it was supposed to happen, which was basically like when the dinosaurs were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited for it, man.
Interesting, man.
Mm,
I mean, in that book, there are like POVs from it itself.
yeah,
Like there's chapters where you are reading from its perspective.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we could get some of that.
Could be quality. I
Mm.
mean, it must be as like at a level of quality that Zaslav hasn't been like, pushing the button and dropping it into like the basement fire. You know what I
He's
mean?
dying to.
Yeah.
Every time I think about him, I get flashes of Doctor Evil.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you want to do. That's what you.
Badly. I think he'd rather just clear the complete lineup that they have and just start fresh.
So
But he's got that baggage. I mean, that Night Country True Detective, that's coming up soon.
Last of Us. Do you think Zaslav greenlights Last of Us if he was there now, or if he was there back then?
I think he would because of the sales of the game
Mm,
and Sony. Like this is the first time we're actually licensing our shit out.
mm.
But if that first and second episode does not perform, it's not getting a second season.
If that first and second episode is not the one from the game, then they have a problem there. Then they've started that story wrong.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
mean,
know that it's not supposed to be exactly what it's like from the game, but that sets up the mood and tone of that whole game.
yeah.
Like they need it in there. They need it to start like that.
I hope it's like that. I hope
Mm,
it's not this dragged out trauma that Joel will kind of revisit through like flashbacks and you know what I mean, like
mm.
so that it aligns with his journey with Ellie.
Yeah.
I know that that could be what they do as storytellers,
Mm,
but it just doesn't. In terms of like chronologically in the game,
mm.
it works so much better because you kind of get it out of the way, and then it's in the back of your mind that that's the reason why he is how he is.
Yeah, but if they do that through the flashbacks and whatnot, you don't get to see that character change. That's the best thing about those games, right? Is seeing that Joel not addressing that trauma at all in the 15 years after he's lost Sarah,
Yeah,
and just seeing Ellie change that for him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You miss out on all of that.
Mm.
Mm,
Hopefully they just like fuck it, we're doing it.
yeah,
That first like 2 hours.
because those first 2 hours, that second episode should end with them getting to um that that place where I think it's David is, and David is he's stolen. He's had what's his face beaten up, Tess beaten up. He's stolen their shit, and
Hmm.
then what's his face? I think Joel puts him down. He stomps him to death,
Yeah.
and then it's okay. They meet up with the head of the Fireflies,
Mm.
and then that's where it should end with her offering them the job.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
this is Ellie. And it's
yeah,
like, all right, hooked.
yeah. It won't though.
Nah,
It will not.
nah. We got to get in the room where it happens.
Just
All right.
well, saying staying on what's his face. The news that we got this week was pretty cool. So Netflix is actually going to do a Gears of War.
Yeah.
Sounds like show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
which is going to be
only
good.
Travolta was young enough.
If only. Telling you, everyone out there needs to Google John Travolta Wild Hogs, and you will see a scarless Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's what you'll see. Oh my god.
It was like a real Joel Schumacher moment because we were like, and I seen the poster for Wild Hogs. And I just seen Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah. So I reckon what's his face Bautista will probably get his chance in.
Yeah.
He's worked over there with Netflix before.
Yeah.
He won't need to put on extensive makeup, so he'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I So there'll be a show that kind of goes with it, like a companion. I don't know if it's actually a companion or if it's just going to fill in like this is Aspho Fields, this is like the Cog Wars.
Mm. Well, we don't find out about any of that at all. We don't get to see any of it until Gears of War 3.
In 4, they do like a brief history of everything.
Ah, yes, in 4 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like in depth or
No, no,
anything like that. Like if they had like a mad Love, Death, and Robots style, like anthological, because it'd be cool to see like an animated movie with the game's design
Yep.
in there, and then like you see the characters kind of
Mm.
do what they do.
And just
Um,
get the actors that are going to play the characters to voice them, please.
yeah,
Please, people.
yeah. The other piece of cool news that we seen this week was Guillermo del Toro dropped that ILM test footage for what the monsters would have looked like in at the Mountains of Madness, and it looks fucking
Mm.
wild. Like the footage just shows like that guy, and he's looking through like the campsite and whatnot, and then behind him it looks like a guy's there, like another person's there, and the camera focuses on that person, and it's a fucking monster, and the person is kind of um like it comes out of its mouth almost,
Yeah.
and then it expands again
Yeah. It's
and it's got
beautiful.
tentacles and it just like it looks so
Mm.
Lovecraftian.
He's the only person who could do it.
Yeah. Um, I mean, we did report on it. I think a year ago or something like that, where he
Mm.
was like, "I can make it a more studio friendly but weirder
Mm.
property."
It's weird that they would turn him down. He had Tom Cruise ready to make a
Yeah,
bloody R-rated movie, man.
and
And Cameron,
Cameron producing
like
uh,
as if what's his face wouldn't sign on for that now. Like Netflix wouldn't sign on for that.
1000%. Like they should just give him like a show.
Yeah,
Like here's 4 episodes, and if Cruz ever like,
Cruise won't do it.
nah, I know.
Cruise doesn't like Netflix. I think Cruise, when he's older, will like Netflix, or at least when he stops doing action.
Yeah, I don't think Cruz will ever stop doing
Me
action.
neither.
You
Me
keep thinking
neither.
like, oh, Mission Impossible's coming to an end, but then you realize the cunt's going to space.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's not stopping.
nah,
I
not at
think he
all.
knows that he only has a few more years to do this.
Yeah, I mean
And it,
he's 60 now.
yeah, he's got maybe 7 years. It was seven. Remember, Stallone was like 67 or whatever it is when he made Rambo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Last Blood or
no, 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 no. Stallone is nearly 77 years old.
Jesus.
He's an old man.
The only thing that shows his age is his eyes.
Yeah,
They're like really sinking into the back of his head.
but you can tell that HGH is working.
Yeah, those are
This,
still in shape.
well, no, Mandem's head is giant, and his hands are like goofy, goofy. When
Oh fuck, that's
in
wild.
that episode of Atlanta, when they showed those shoes in the water, but they were goofy shoes, I lost it.
Fucking hell.
All right, man.
We also got that whale trailer.
Mm,
Looks good. You don't see anything.
no,
See like two little bits of Brendan Fraser. It's almost like they're keeping him like a monster.
yeah, like they shot him like Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like he just looks like every time he's on screen, he's gonna make you cry.
yeah, but he looks like every time he's on screen, he's crying.
Yeah, yeah. Could be the start of the Fraser Renaissance.
I reckon it is. Supposedly they want to do another mummy movie.
Who said that? Guadagnino.
Yeah, but I heard that Frasier wants to do another mummy movie.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That would be kind of intense. Know what I mean? Because he's quite overweight. He don't look like the Brendan Fraser that we know and love.
but he was overweight for the movie. Now he doesn't have to be in the movie. Now he can get jacked if he wanted to.
This is true. You know
He's got
where he was
time.
in impeccable shape besides George of the Jungle? He had that leftover like swole about him.
Where?
That journey to the center of the earth.
Yeah, he was actually.
I
He was
had a
in really good
fucking
shape.
six pack in there.
But
He's
he
like
was
sitting there shirtless and shit.
he still had he was like Reynolds. He was like Reynolds after what's his face? After Blade 3,
Yeah,
where they get to eat some carbs and they just look bigger.
yeah.
Like that was him. George of the Jungle, he was jacked.
He was, yeah, and oiled up constantly.
Yeah, in banana hammocks. Like it would make pause, which makes no sense.
How dare they get that off for kids?
How dare they?
I
The
was
man was
swinging there. There was a lot of dick shots in that movie.
yeah.
You know they made that for the parents,
Mm.
for those single mothers, the smilfs.
Jesus.
Uh, all right, and that's a wrap. Like all the news, I can't remember any more news to be honest.
No, that was
Uh,
it. Supposedly we're getting a John Wick trailer. Maybe in the next 2 hours. Maybe now. I don't know.
well, if there is one, we'll be back on Sunday for that shit.
Hmm.
All right. So I watched Andor this week. Andor was fire. We've been watching the slow sort of burn Andor in this prison. Andor kind of getting accustomed to the life,
Liking it.
but then Andor is actually plotting his escape. Comes to a head this week when they find out because you finally see after that guy gets basically euthanized in the last episode.
Yeah, you were saying.
They Kino Loy and Andor get back to their cells and they're like, we've got to say something. We've got to say something because the whole floor is there. They can organize. They can do something. And Kino Loy like he doesn't want to say anything. Andor basically spills the beans, tells these those that they basically all fuck. They're making up their sentences. They're extending them. They're sending them to other prisons. They're killing them. So they got to make a move. Kino Loy sits on that shit all night. The next day, wakes up and he's like, "Fuck this, we getting out today, today."
I love
um, he rallies the troops. This was Circus's episode though. Like Circus was really like rocking this shit. He was like held back the last couple of episodes. Like let Andor do his thing, and he just like outshined this fucker all episode.
I saw him. I saw like just a screenshot of him. It looked like he was like, doing the Wolf of Wall Street speech.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets a bit of action in this. Like
Mm.
Circus is still in shape.
Oh yeah, you can see
Those
it in
in
Batman. In Batman, you can see he's still in shape.
I think he's in better shape than Pattinson.
He might be.
Because for War of the Planet of the Apes, he had a bit of no, actually for King Kong, he had some size on him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You had to. And him as the chef was really lean, but he was wiry.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, they make their escape. They basically that thing that Andor was cutting for the last three episodes
Mm.
ends up being a water main to the toilet.
Mm.
They flood the area. When they go turn the floors on that shock these O's, it shorts the facility, so they can't use that anymore.
Didn't everyone get shocked
Nah.
if the water was
Nah,
Jack?
surprisingly, they kind of used it to show that only the floor got shorted, but they didn't.
Mm.
They wasn't in the water though. Like there was just a little water that dribbled over.
Ah, okay.
So basically, from there they rally and they basically kill the guards and shut down the facility, and then they've got to make their escape. And that escape is like basically they got to dive off into the water, and then Keanu Loy's up there, and he's like, "I can't swim." And then Andor's like, "What the fuck? How are you intending on getting out of here?" And then Andor gets pushed off the edge, and then you don't see Kino Loy again. I don't know if he's going to show up as a prisoner, if he got taken, or if he's dead or whatnot. It would have
Mm.
been nice if they kind of showed that, fuck it, like death is better than bondage.
Mm.
Oh, got in his Killmonger bag.
Yeah. Bury me in the ocean. All right, mate.
That's enough appropriation from you,
I
Kino
know.
Loy.
We all love Black Panther here, all right? Please.
um, and then the flip side is uh, Mon Mothma is brokering the deal with Davo Skulko, which is just the most sleazebag name ever.
Davo.
I know. Davo, mate.
At least call him Darvo. So Darvo sounds better than Davo.
Yeah. But Skulko, you know he's a bado.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
You
anyways,
can't be
he's like
trusted. Cannot be trusted.
he's Chandrilan, which is Mon Mothma's home planet race. So he's like the banker. She's trying to transfer funds from her family trust fund to then use that and funnel it to the rebels.
Mm.
But because the Empire is watching, she needs like this broker that can do it under the radar. Davo Skalko is the man for the job. It probably is Davo, and I've just said Davo because
Mm.
I've been like Australized.
Yeah, so it's true.
uh,
It is true.
um, but yeah, Davo has terms. The cunt wants his son not to be arranged with Mon Mothma's daughter, but just to meet. And he was like, they're 13, 14-year-old, good looking kids. We'll leave the courtship up to them. I was like, this is a bit of a dirtbag right there.
What if this kid ends up being like Laris or something? You don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sick fucker.
So Mon Mothma is not fucking having it. She basically sends the O out and she's like, fuck this. Um, we'll find another way. But she's thinking about it. Like she's got to weigh up what is it. Then we get Luthen, who's we find out has had a mole inside the ISB for a little while now, and he's talking to coming up the elevator. He's basically saying like, I know that you're a new father. I know that like you've been doing all these things for us and whatnot, giving us the heads up on stuff. Um, but in that moment, you get to see because Luthen gets some information that one of his contacts is going to get attacked and that all the men there are going to get killed. The O says, "Well, it's got to happen for the rebellion." Yeah, so you get to
Wow.
see a little bit of the character that Luthen is.
Mm.
But then he gives a little monologue there. Got to give Skarsgård a monologue,
You have to.
um, where he kind of says like, the guy asks him, "What have you sacrificed?" He's like, "Well, I've sacrificed the fact that I'll never get to see what I'm planting now actually seed and blossom
Mm.
because I'll be dead long before it happens." Or like the peace that other men have by not doing anything. I'll never get to experience that. I'll always have this duality in my life. Gives quite a nice speech there. I
You
was
get the
like,
white version of Bury Me in the Sea.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
But I
see
was
it.
I was like I'll never get to see the sea. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
um so you kind of see that he's also dealing with stakes as well. Then the episode ends. You kind of wonder, well, what the fuck happened to Andor? Did he just dive into the water? Because I've been wondering this the whole time.
yeah. Mm.
So it looks like they got out, they swam across, and then you see Andor and this other guy like just legging it. I think from there, it now gives Andor more perspective on why he needs to do something.
Mm.
Because he's like, he's kind of being like, yeah, I want the money, but leave me the fuck out of your plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But now he's like, yeah, this shit is wrong.
yeah.
Like the Empire is just taking advantage.
Mm.
There's so many layers kind of happening at the moment. So I'm wondering if at the end of this season they're just going to tie it up nicely so that in the second season it's all about Andor's growth within the rebellion.
Mm.
But we got 2 episodes left, man, and like I'm getting used to the structure. Like we've had 3 changes of location and pace and story beats,
Mm.
so it feels like it's like 2 to 3 episodes per location or story thread, and then like the big kind of crescendo, and then back into all right, find your feet again,
Mm.
another crescendo. Yeah,
They had to, right? This
yeah,
this is what comes with not using stagecraft.
yeah,
You can't just switch it up.
yeah. That's true.
You have to take time now in each location. Yeah.
But on the flip side, Bobba did the exact same shit and stayed in the one location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was stagecraft like crazy.
It was two locations that they were in the
I know.
show.
My palace, the streets of Tatooine.
The deserts of Tatooine. Back to the streets. Like, come on,
Are
man.
we loving the show yet? Fuck off, mate.
No, mate, we are not. Jesus. The only time we got to change the taste of that show was the what's his face when it was just like, nah, it's an episode of Mandalorian now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Get him, Ludwig.
I know. Get him. Yeah. 3 hours, 3.5 hours until that John Wick trailer.
Damn.
Mm.
I'll be sleeping.
Mm. Not me,
Be
actually.
bondage.
Jesus.
Uh,
Mm.
all right. That is a wrap
Mm.
on everything today on this
Yeah.
outing. But stay tuned for our thoughts on Wakanda Forever in Sunday's episode or Monday's episode. Or if you're watching it live, could be
Mm.
Saturday in the States.
It probably
We're
would be. It is, actually.
everywhere you could possibly be.
Hmm.
But yeah, check us out then. Hang with us. Send us your questions, your thoughts. Love to hear like initial reaction from Wakanda Forever is that it is a long movie.
I've heard it's just good.
I've heard like some pod pals have been like loved it,
Mm.
like, and they didn't really like the first one,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
like there's some shift there.
Yeah. IGN said it was just good. So IGN gave it a 7.
7 is a good fucking score.
Yeah. That's why it's just good. It doesn't compare to something like what came out this year.
But like a
Something.
superhero movie,
No, no.
ah,
Those superhero movies should never get more than 7. All of
that'd be
those
the
movies
best
should be
fucking
7s.
superhero movies. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even giving maybe Dark Knight. Like Dark Knight might get an 8.
Dark Knight gets 7.5. So does
That's
what's his
got
face.
smoke for Dark Knight, do you?
It now it's just not the best movie.
No, it's not.
Like when I think about it now, it back in the day maybe, but now when I think about it with like everything else I've seen done for Batman, no.
You know what? I've been looking at movies in 2 different ways. I've been looking at movies from if I were to rate it on a technical level,
Mm.
like, and then Dark Knight is great.
Yeah, then
But
Dark Knight
then,
is a 9.
but then when I look at it from my enjoyment point of view, I don't think I've enjoyed Dark Knight in years.
I can tell you. I can tell you the last time I actually enjoyed it. It would have been the December 10th, my birthday, when it came out on Blu-ray.
Mm,
That's the last time I enjoyed that movie.
yeah. I think because we experienced it in IMAX, and
And
we
we
have never been able to replicate that since.
not yet, not yet. It's coming, my friend. Hmm.
All right, but yeah, love yourself, love movies.
Smoke more, no. Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass. And cheerio.